Diamonds in the rough. NFL Draft Diamonds. Time to shine.
Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds, and we are presented by the Hula Bowl. Today I have with me Corey Dublin. He's the offensive lineman at Tulane University. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on today.
Hey, nice to have you on. Very experienced offensive lineman there for Tulane. I mean, I know that you've had like at least over 50 starts, which I think is incredible. But before we get into that sort of thing, I want to know a little bit about your backstory, if you don't mind. Tell me maybe where you're from and kind of how you got there to Tulane.
I'm from New Orleans. I grew up in New Orleans, lived there all my life. I went to high school in New Orleans, Jesuit High School, where I played high school football. Ended up getting recruited to come to Tulane. Decided like, hey, I want to stay close to home, family, everybody can come to the games, and just thought it was the right fit to me. So I came over to Tulane.
So New Orleans, you're a NOLA guy like through and through. So
No built, as we like to say.
right, exactly. So I introduced you as an offensive lineman because, as far as I know, you've played some guard, you've played some center. Is that kind of your experience level there? On the interior.
Yeah, no, I've played a whole season at center. I played a couple seasons left guard. I played some games at right guard, and just really the interior. It's been a joy.
Interesting. So I mean, obviously, very experienced guy. Been there for a while. Are you one of these guys that took the opportunity to come back for like? Are you a super senior? Is that what your situation is?
I am. I am what you consider super senior. I decided to come back, play another year. Saw the opportunity, liked it. Just love being around Tulane, the program, and wanted to do another year.
Well, certainly. I mean, obviously, if you're a NOLA guy through and through, I mean, you want to stay there as long as you can. So I completely understand that. So obviously, offensive lineman there, doing well. So I want to ask you something. So what do you feel are like some of the key attributes of like an elite interior offensive line?
I definitely feel like physicality and just having a mentally tough personality. That's what it's about, being mentally tough and physically tough, just coming off the ball every play.
Gotcha. And what do you feel like separates you as a prospect? What do you feel like is the best thing you got going on as a prospect?
I definitely feel like I understand the game mentally and all the plays and know the playbook real well. And also the physicality, just coming off the ball, firing off the rock, and being a physical player, which makes a good alignment.
Gotcha. So are there maybe some players like currently in the league that you try your best to study, maybe model your game after?
There was one while back for the Saints, Zach Strief, who I always, as a kid, like growing up, saw him play. He played tackle in different positions, and I just always kind of modeled my game off him. I had the same number as him, number 64, and always kind of looked up to him.
Nice. So I mean, again, just having a love for the local team. I mean, obviously looking at their guys and trying to emulate, what they're able to do out there on the field for sure. I was going to ask you. I mean, obviously, since you've been there for a while, I mean, are you a team leader there, team captain? What's kind of your, I guess, position there, like as a leader of your program? Do you see yourself as such?
Yes, no, definitely. As the older kids, everybody looks up to us. We change our captains from every game. I've been elected captain for games, and just being there for the younger guys. There's a lot of new kids coming in. Now we have 6 levels of guys, so it's different. A lot of the freshmen, they really don't know what's going on, but they're just as being somebody they can look up to and reach out and come to for help when they need help with things.
Gotcha. So I mean, obviously, a guy who's a leader, very experienced. So what are people telling you? Are most people telling you you're going to be at center or guard at the next level? I mean, what's kind of the feedback that you've been getting?
Center guard, that everybody just says the more positions you're able to play, the better off you are. That's kind of how I take it. It's good to be able to play a lot of positions.
Yeah, I mean, most definitely. So, Corey, I kind of want to get into like maybe like a typical like weekly prep for you because I mean, obviously, you're prepping up for an opponent this upcoming weekend, and just kind of want to get a general feel about how that kind of goes for you in general. So, um, again, just kind of chat with me a little bit, maybe about how you break down film, and then we'll also chat a little bit about the weight room. So, give me maybe an example of how like you really put forth the effort, studied an opponent in the film room, and it really played out in like a game time situation.
Mm-hmm. Well, it really all starts on that Sunday right after the game. Usually we play Saturday, come back in Sunday, watch that game, realize your errors, see what you did right and wrong, and take that over. And then you start breaking down the opponent, watch a little bit of them on Sunday too, Sunday night, then bring that over to Monday, watch film Monday morning, get it all in, see what they're going to do, get the game plan installed. And it's really every day watching the film before practice, and come back in the afternoon, watching that practice, see how you did at practice, then watching the film and seeing what they're going to give you, the kind of looks they're going to give you. And also weight room, like we try to do and stress is to maintain strength and also gain strength during the season. That it's not a time to just take off. It's time to maintain and definitely gain strength and push yourself, because you need it towards the back half of the season. You're going to need that strength to perform. It's crazy how it comes to life in the games. You see looks when you study. You see how when a 3 tech lines up tight to you, he's going to cross your face, or when a shade lines up tight to the center, he's going to cross over. You see that kind of stunts when they show, oh, if a D lineman's a little back in his stance, he has a certain foot back, where's he going to do? What's he going to do? And his pass rush moves. It's nice to see what kind of pass rush moves his way when you get in the game and you go, oh, you throw him a fake punch and he tries to swat your hands, then you have him back and just ready to punch. So a lot goes in the film study, and it helps a tremendous amounts in the game.
Great. And talk to me just for a little bit more. So, with regards to you in the weight room, what's like your favorite lift in the weight room? It's kind of interesting. I mean, each and every guy that I talk to on the offensive line, I mean, they may have like a different like favorite lift there. What is that for you?
I like doing power cleans, probably I'd say the most. I just like that whole movement of getting the hips through, throwing the bar up there, and I like moving the weight. That's just, to me, it's what I find to be the best one.
Awesome. And where are you at these days? Have you done it like a max weight yet, or no?
We haven't maxed in a while. The last
Gotcha.
last last time I maxed, I think it was 335 in power clean.
Gotcha. So it's probably a little bit more than that, hopefully at this point. So,
Yeah, no, we
that,
haven't maxed in a while.
so I mean that's not too bad. I mean, obviously a guy who knows how to get things done in the film room as well as the weight room, so that you can go out there and execute on the field. Let's just kind of talk about maybe how you have executed on the field. Maybe a couple of times. Tell me a couple of good highlights of you out there for Tulane. I mean, are there any plays that kind of stick out in your memory as to some of your best moments out there for them?
Oh, there's a lot of memories. We've had a lot of good team wins. I'd probably say one my sophomore year, I was playing center in the Cure Bowl. That was a really fun game. I got a lineman of the game that game. It was just really, we beat ULL. It was a great game for us. It was our first bowl win in a long time too.
Great. Can you give me maybe one more? What you said? There's a lot of them, so give me maybe one more.
Yeah, no. Also remember we went to West Point, played Army, amazing venue. It's a packed house. They were ranked number 26, almost in the top 25. Went there and we beat them. That was just a pretty good moment too.
Awesome. So I mean, obviously playing some top competition, man. I mean, really tough going into that house there and really putting, getting a win is definitely an awesome thing. So, who do you feel has been your toughest opponent? Like, like across from you, like who's been like, one of the best guys that you've seen. I mean, maybe even a guy that has gone into the NFL.
Uh, Cincinnati usually has a really good D lineman. I know they have a few players that going on to the NFL, and I feel like the American Conference we have a lot of good D linemen. Ended up going to the NFL. We had played against Ed Oliver, who now plays for the Bills. There's some pretty big names that usually come out of the American Conference at D line.
No doubt. I mean, you're obviously talking about one of the better guys. I mean, a great guy playing for Buffalo. So interesting. Um, Corey, going back into your history a little bit, I found out a couple of neat things. So, I mean, one of which is that you were a pretty good wrestler in your high school days. So, just kind of want to chat about that a little bit, and maybe like I don't know, how do you feel like that has helped you as an offensive lineman?
A lot. I feel like the hand fighting, just the balance and everything. Wrestling was always a great thing for that. Also, a good thing to do in the off season, and it taught flexibility, tremendous flexibility, and just being loose and being able to move around, being pushed in different directions, and keeping balance. and I was very blessed to be able to be a all-state and do that in two sports. So it was nice.
It's kind of interesting. So all-state wrestler in high school, which is fun. So
Yeah,
did you participate in anything else in high school, or was that kind of your main two that you were
it was
handling?
really just football and wrestling. Yeah, back and forth because I switched off perfect in the seasons.
Right, exactly. So again, kind of staying with your younger self. I mean, if we were to kind of have the opportunity to maybe talk to your younger self, is there any sort of tidbit of advice that you might end up whispering into his ear to kind of prepare him for like the next 5 or 6 years?
Yeah, really just enjoy it all. It goes by fast, you know. That 5 years flew by my life pretty fast, and just enjoy everybody you meet and all the connections and people you meet along the way, and be thankful and be just make those connections with everybody.
Awesome. And my next question for you is, whether I mean, you've had a lot of great coaches that have poured into you over the years, obviously, high school as well as there at Tulane. And just wanted to see, like, was there maybe like a lesson from one of those coaches that has really stuck out, with you or stuck with you all this time? I mean, what's the best lesson you ever learned from a coach?
I'd say that's definitely you got to practice how you want to play. You know, you just don't turn on the light Saturday and it goes out that way. You have to put in the work. That way, when it comes Saturday, it's easy. If you practice super hard and the games come easy, everything slows down in the games. You just gotta give it your all. You know, no, there are no superstars. Really, just flip it on for Saturdays. You got to practice how you want to play. You got to want to get better at practice.
Exactly, exactly. So, all right, Corey. Well, let's just take a moment. I mean, I'm curious about who you are, like outside of an athlete, outside of football. So, let's chat a little bit about you, if you don't mind. Tell me maybe something interesting about yourself, hobbies, interests, whatever. So, go ahead, give me something.
I do like school a lot. I have enjoyed going to Tulane. I was actually able to graduate from Tulane with my undergrad degree in 3 years. I just recently graduated with my MBA in a year and a half. So that's always been very pivotal to me. Is school. I've enjoyed the whole coming to Tulane as it being a great school. Enjoyed that. Outside of that, I like to fish a lot. I like being in the outdoors. And I like going
Okay,
back and watching like high school football and different. I'm a big sports fan. Going to sports events.
okay. So let's backtrack just a little bit. What did you get your degree in, or
I got my
degrees in?
I got my undergrad degree in finance, and I just finished my MBA in strategic management and real estate.
Gotcha. So, hypothetically, if there was no football, what do you feel like your, career path would be?
There's so many. I'd probably maybe get into real estate or do some kind of investment banking, but no, I really focus on football right now.
Well, you never know. I mean, if when you do get to the professional level, I mean, maybe you'll have the opportunity to, invest in real estate a little bit. I mean, who knows where you're going to land up? I mean, I don't feel like you're going to be in that area for that long unless the Saints kind of, reach out to you. But you could, eventually be like, on the other end of the country. You never know. So real estate's in your future, anyways. I think, regardless. So.
Yeah.
Um, a couple other questions. I'm sitting here trying to think about some things that are fun maybe to ask. So uh, let's see. Are you a big movie guy? Is there maybe like a movie or a franchise or something that you really enjoy watching?
So movies, probably say Transformers. I liked all those movies. They're pretty good.
Okay, okay, nice, nice. I'm sitting here.
And
Let's see.
one of my roommates was a big Marvel guy, so he kind of got me into watching some of the Marvel movies. So I've started to enjoy those and like those.
Okay, so of all the guys in the Marvel universe, is there maybe a character that you identify with the most?
I'd probably say the Hulk,
The
just
Hulk. Well, you
just
figure,
because smart. He's a smart guy, but he's also big and muscular and likes to get after things and cause havoc.
gotcha. I mean, I understand that for sure. So, uh, obviously, being a guy down there in the New Orleans area, what's your comfort food down there? Are you Cajun guy? I mean, what's like your go-to meal? Like, when you've been gone from your hometown for a while, what do you got to have?
No, New Orleans is definitely the greatest place for food. They have all kinds of food, any kind you want. I love the Italian food in New Orleans, also the seafood. The seafood in New Orleans is unmatched anywhere else. Just the freshness. I love a good fried shrimp po' boy.
Nice. All right, Corey. As we begin to wrap up, I mean, I try my best to ask everybody this question if I can, and it's really just the why question. The why question really just meaning like, why do you do what you do? Why do you play this game of football? And who or what really motivates you the most?
Oh, I really just always, since I was a little kid, I started playing football since I was 5 years old. Played in two leagues at some points in my life when I was younger, 11 and 12. But just, I don't know, really love football. Always enjoyed it, just being around a group of people, trying to accomplish the same goal, just, I like the atmosphere and I like playing. I like having the competitiveness, like being able to compete. I enjoy that a lot.
Sure, and I'm sure that there are a lot of scouts that are always at your guys' games, maybe even at your practices. I don't know if you've actually sat down, maybe talked to some of them, but I want you to kind of think about that right now. I mean, I want you to think about those guys and kind of address them right now and give them the reason, maybe why they should take a chance on you, bring you into their franchise, and what kind of teammate you would be. So go ahead and give them your pitch.
Just always a great teammate there, willing to do anything for anybody. That's how I am at Tulane, just able to help out anybody who needs help. Just always lending a helping hand, just a big competitor, love competing. Just always want to win. That's always the goal, is to win no matter what it takes.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a guy that, again, I can't stress it enough, man. Like, your experience is just insane. I mean, being able to have over 50 starts is just so amazing. Starting at the center position, starting at the guard position, and being like a solid fixture there for Tulane, it has really been fantastic for you. And again, just kind of being that competitor and willing to do whatever it takes to win. I mean, I obviously feel like there are some teams that would really be interested in what you have to bring to the table. So, Corey, thanks again for this interview. Wish you guys best of luck for the remaining of the season. Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate that for your time and for having us on.
All right. Again, I have with me Corey Dublin. He's an offensive lineman at Tulane University. Definitely check him out.